What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Chec Box. I'm your host, Chec, and alongside me is my boy Ken. What's going on?
What up? How you doing?
Ain't shit, baby. You already know, man. Another day, another Zala. Holla. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Chec Box, guys. For those first time joining us, welcome. As I said, my name is Chec. My host is Kenneth. And thank you for listening. People coming back, welcome back to the Chec Box. You already know what it is, man. Before we start this episode, I would love to encourage everyone to follow us on all platforms. That's Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Instagram at the Chec Box, TheChecBox. Stay updated with us. Tune in to the lives, to the posts, interact with us, man. This is what we do it for. Every platform, like I said.
Soon.
Yeah.
Questions, everything.
At the Chec Box, once again, guys. Welcome newcomers and welcome back to the listeners, guys. Kenneth, what's going on, my brother? How's your day?
Oh man, my day is all right, man. I did some training today. Found out my legs are very weak.
Okay.
Very, very imbalanced legs, so I got to fix that. But yeah, no, because I got hurt 2.5 weeks ago. I was down for the count for like a week.
What happened?
So sometimes I get in the zone where I'm training and I tend not to recover properly, and proper recovery just means sleep. So I wasn't sleeping very well for about a month or so, and that kind of rolled over into my training sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I was taking a working weight of squats or whatever, and then my back just popped. So
Yikes.
I could barely stand. I somehow finished the rep, but in the middle of the rep, I was on my way down. It popped on the way down, and then I was like, oh, fuck. I felt like I couldn't stand up, but I stood up anyway. I unracked it, and I had to sit there for like 5 minutes. I was like, okay, I'm going to move now. And then it's just pain all over.
Yikes.
So I had to take a week off, and then I came back, and yeah. But part of that is, all that is to say, a lot of that comes from the fact that when I overwork myself, I tend to default to like the stronger side of my body, which is my left leg. And my right leg is way weaker than my left leg.
That's crazy.
It's way more. Like I was doing like pistol squats with her, or single leg squats, and my left leg is perfect. My right leg, I could barely do anything. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta fix that.
Yeah, I be feeling that sometimes when I work out too. Like one arm or one leg might be stronger than the other. And it's a little weird.
You don't feel it until you put real weight on the bar.
Right.
And then it's like, oh fuck, yeah. And then your body's like, I don't know what to do now. And yeah.
Well,
so
I'm glad to hear you had a great day though.
Yeah, you had a great day today. Yeah,
that's what's up, man.
Well today, yeah.
I hear you, man. Day off for me, man. So I was just relaxing, running some errands. We had some good lunch. Had some Yard House, regular boneless wings thing, But, yeah, man, so let's get into this episode, guys.
Yes,
Today
sir.
we're going to be talking about friendships. We're going to be hitting different areas, such as, when do you call someone a friend, best friend stuff,
Stuff you may or may not think about.
Right, stigmas of having opposite sex best friends, some advantages, disadvantages, at what point do you realize if someone is an asset or liability to you in the relationship? We're definitely going to talk about that, and we're going to close it off with a quote that I'm sure many of us have heard, and that's just, you can't bring everyone with you. And goddamn, ain't that the truth, Kenneth?
Yeah, sure is.
So,
God, is it?
I mean, let's get straight into it, bro.
Yeah.
At what point do you call someone a friend? What is a friend, rather, of fact, to you? Like, what would you consider a friend?
Well, I don't want to put a label on it, but
These labels, man, we gotta tread lightly. Goddamn.
I think a friend is somebody who's, I guess, company you enjoy, and they enjoy your company. Hopefully, you never know with people these days. And someone you spend, I think, a good amount of time with, and someone you can. Friends you can have friends who are, because I almost want to say reliable, but you can have friends who are completely unreliable in certain situations. So I guess just someone you enjoy being around and someone you enjoy spending time with.
Right,
That's what I think qualifies as a friend.
Yeah, I definitely got to agree, man. I would definitely say someone you spent some time with. Essentially, you got to know this person too, man.
Pretty well, or you think you do.
Right, because you never really fully know anyone, right? But
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more with you, bro. Definitely someone you spend time with, someone who enjoys your company, and also who wants to see you grow and be better as well, right? Like I can't consider someone a friend who doesn't want the best for me.
And there are people out there like that.
Tons of that, and I'm sure everyone
you might think is your friend, but they're just not, and they don't even realize it.
I'm sure at one point, all of our listeners and ourselves have been through that. And if you haven't, I hate to break it to you, but you will experience that.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
And it will hurt.
Yeah, definitely. For sure, man. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, bro. That's definitely what makes someone a friend in my eyes, man. And at what point would you call someone like, you know what, been a couple of times we've hung out. We've had
Yeah.
these conversations. I would consider this person a friend. Like, at what point do you personally kind of do that with someone?
I think when I have sort of established connection with that person, I would say it would take maybe, I feel like you could, because you could have a friend, so to speak, a person who you've never even met, but you've spent sort of time with them, I guess, I don't know, through the internet or something.
Hey, we did that during Xbox,
that's
man.
literally what I was
Shit,
thinking. Like,
I've had tons of friends over Xbox.
Tons of friends.
Never met them in my life.
Yeah, exactly. It's friends over in context. Even I remember my uncle in particular when he would play Xbox a ton of the time. He would have friends. A whole bunch of friends on his friends list, people that he hung out with, in game or whatever. And he ended up meeting these people in real life, and it was like the same exact thing.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So I think it's I guess the amount of time you spend with somebody to establish a connection, whether it's a week or 2 weeks or a day, whatever.
Okay.
Only you can determine that, I feel like.
Okay. I like how you mention that, man, because you kind of like segue us into the next question that I wanted to ask you, or just like bring up. Is it quality or quantity that makes someone a friend? To me, I think I would have to say it's the quality, right? Because I have friends who I've known for 2 years, and they are close as shit to me. And I trust them on many occasions,
right.
And I'm going to say the cliche shit. I don't trust nobody. I really don't trust nobody 100%.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of life. You kind of can't.
You can't.
But let me tell you, the quality of the time that I've spent with these people and the quality of the conversations that I've had with these people really plays a big role into me calling them a friend, because I do have people who I've known for years who probably don't know some of the shit that I've told this person I've known into.
Right.
And it's just because of the quality of the time that we spend together. I don't really want to put a limit on it per se, Kenneth. I definitely think it's quantity, but I'm not gonna be over here like, oh, dude, I've known you for 3 hours, you're my friend. No, fuck out of here. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely quantity for me, bro. And then you got because you do have the friendships that do have the quantity, but it might not be, a good relationship. Just because you've known them for so long doesn't mean that it's like, all right, I guess we're friends, we're cool, you know what I'm saying? Because, listen, man, I know for me recently, I've been having a lot of friendships altered, that have quality and quantity, but, sometimes shit just happens, and we'll get into that a little more, you know what I'm saying? But talking about quantity, bro, I think that will also leak into another label that, some people don't even use. Yeah. And that's the label of a best friend.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? When do you make someone a best friend? Do you have best friends?
I guess I have people who fit into that, rigid sort of definition of what a best friend would be. But I don't even, I don't know. I don't like to put a label on that because it's different for everybody, but also at the same time, I think we all kind of generally know what that means intuitively. So I don't really like to call it that. And I feel like the term best friend or whatever, I feel like it's some like esoteric high school shit. You know what I mean? Or it's like some
esoteric. What do you mean?
Like it's like how do I explain it? It's like it's got all this like fluff around it. Like.
Got you.
It's old, you know what I mean? Like it's an old way of thinking, and I'm like, like you think like that maybe in middle school when you don't really have a whole lot of friends or whatever. But as you get older, it's kind of just like I really don't need to call you that because I don't know, the term makes me uncomfortable. That's a term that makes me super uncomfortable. But for me, even this is like another thing, but like even calling I'm probably gonna talk about this later, but like even calling like a woman my sister or something, like a girl's like my sister, it's like I only have one sister, I don't need another one. You know what I mean? Like you're just like a friend or an associate. And I don't mean to put just, but it's like I only have one sister, you're not my sister.
Nah, I definitely get you.
I mean? I don't need another one. I don't want another one.
You know what it is? I think because when you put that word best in front of the word friend, it kind of creates ranks of friendships.
Yeah, and I don't like to. I mean, everybody tiers their friendships off. Let's be honest. Everybody ranks them in some way.
Right,
but
right.
To put it, you can't really put an objective label on it. It's just something,
No, I definitely hear you. I ain't gonna front. I mean, I would say I definitely have a few best friends. Ironically, guys, as we're talking about this, my first friend in the world texted me, and the reason I say that, the reason I say that is because he's literally my first friend in the world. Right, our parents were best friends. I was born one year. He came out of the womb, I want to say 11 months later, and he had no choice but to be my best friend. So, you know, that's my boy Jeremy, man. Shout out Jeremy Cruz. You already know what the fuck going on. But, you know, bro, I don't know. I feel you. But then again, I still use that term best friend too because, you know, like you're definitely one of my best friends. You know what I'm saying? I have a few best friends. And then as I've gotten older, as I was younger, as you were saying, like I would always think best friend means only one.
Right.
And I'll be real adamant, like, no, I only have one best friend.
And some people still think like that.
You know, I can't do that realistically. But I do understand your perspective on it as well in the sense of making those rankings and the sort of the old-fashioned use that comes with that term.
Esoteric was the one word, but
Okay. Yeah, I think a better term would just be, I don't know. Do you think that anything should be in front of that to emphasize the closeness of a relationship?
You can. I think you can. I mean, it's not about whether like should or whatever. I just personally don't like that term because I think, you know, for me especially, I think friends serve different purposes and do different things for people. You know what I mean? Every friend, I think.
That's a good perspective. That's a nice perspective. I've never heard anyone really word it that way.
I mean, I feel like because people don't want to be like, you know, like, oh, I'm using y'all. They're using somebody, but it's like no, like you use people for
certain purposes.
Absolutely, friends have certain.
I cannot agree with you more.
Function. Yeah, so
it's like, agree with you more.
You know, if you can be honest about that, then you really don't need. I think you really don't need the best friend label. It goes without. I think it goes without saying.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The quality speaks for itself when other people see it.
You know what, man? After this, I might not ever use that term again.
I hope not.
I have a very good friend of mine. You know, I love how you said that too, bro. Whether, you know, friends have, for lack of a better term, advantages and disadvantages for you. It kind of brings us into our next point, and that's having an opposite sex friend in general. Let's not even say best friend no more, right?
Close friend or
close friend, opposite sex. You know, what advantages and disadvantages does that have? And there's so many questions that we can go on with this. And
well, what's been your experience with that?
Well, I do have a very close friend. I have a couple close girlfriends, and
me too.
You know, everyone knows one of them for the most part, Amber. Right. We all know that Amber, you know, is a very attractive looking woman. You know, shouts out to my friend. 100%. It's great. I love it, but sometimes it blows mine because of everything that comes with it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
The unintentional baggage.
You feel me? And one thing I want to talk about, and this is one of the points that we have here, bro, is something so simple as like a social media post. Right? So I brought Amber along to my cousin's wedding. She was my +1 and shit. And Amber's like, it's funny you say I only have one sister, because I only have one sister too. But no funny shit, like Amber's right. Shout out Chelsea. Amber's dead as like my sister, bro, on some shit. You know what I mean? Just like I call you my brother. You feel me? I don't have no brothers. You know what I mean? So, you know, the point I was making was that, you know, we all took photos, we all took pictures. Amber and I took nice pictures, and I was kind of like hesitant to even post these shits because of the that's your
reaction.
The reaction, and I'm like, yo, I'm really not trying to deal with that. But then again, it's like, yo, this is really my friend, bro. Like, why can't I post him? Who the fuck cares? Well, I can only post my guy friends with me because it doesn't make it seem like I'm in a relationship with them. You know. And best believe, bro, when I did post those series of wedding photos, like people did ask me, like, yo, that's your girl, that's your girl.
People will DM you and everything.
And plus, I'm always with Amber, man. She's a very close friend of mine. The same way I'm with you all the time, HP and my other friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't mean nothing. And that's one thing that I hate about having an opposite. It's not that I hate, but it's just annoying to go through. Having an opposite sex best friend, and then a good looking one at that too. Because it's like if you're both good looking, it's like, oh no, you sure you guys aren't fucking? Y'all not having sex? You never did? Like, nah. Why is it so hard to believe that there was never any sexual tension there between her and I? Is it because of she's a model? Is it because I looked away? Like, you know, that's one thing that's annoying.
All my bitch is bad.
But then it does have its advantages as well, right? Like when we go out, everyone thinks we're together. That's one disadvantage. But then the advantage is that she'll attract more women if I want, and I'll attract, you know, maybe I'll attract the guy if she wants. You know,
she'll attract the guy.
We could play wing woman and wing man for each other type shit.
You know, he'll slip the other guy from across the bar. He'll be like, can I buy you a drink?
Right, you know what I mean? I'll put her on, whatever. I told her, I'm like, yo, every time we go out now, we gotta wear a fucking shirt that says this is my best friend or this is my friend, whatever.
I want to try that now.
Bro, for real, man. What about you, bro? What do you be going through? Like, what are some of the annoyances that you got with it, or some of the positive things that you think bring with it?
I mean, I think some of the positives is I think it's a positive and a negative at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
and I'm sure they'll say the same thing about us.
You really start to understand. I don't even want to sound. I'm gonna sound so crazy.
You know what?
When I say this,
hey, listen. Hold on, before he says this, we are ready for the backlash. We are ready for the backlash.
You really start to understand how simple women are in terms of what it is that they want and what they need.
What did you just start?
And maybe a gender war, who knows? But it's true though, because it's like you start to really understand. It's like, for all the shit that they talk, all the Justin LA boy stories that they post, all that bullshit, for all of that, like, they really are simple and only want some of the same things. Because with all my girlfriends, it's all the same. It's all the same problems. It's the same everything. The same.
Your platonic girlfriends or like your romantic? Okay,
no,
sorry.
I don't have romantic any.
Got you. I thought you were talking about previous relationships. That's why I was saying.
Even with that too, the same thing. But girlfriends is like, the difference is like you're lending an ear to somebody who you're not doing anything with, so it's a bit different. You're doing it. You're really extending yourself at that point.
Shit.
But the point is like women, like, they really do. They really. I don't want to say they all are the same, but it's like in general they really do have like the same like issues, the same wants, the same needs. And if you really are close to them, they're gonna tell you this over and over and over. Oh, I went on a date with this guy and he didn't do this. So I'm sitting there, I'm taking notes. He didn't do this.
Applying.
Okay, all right, cool.
That's the best part about it. The relationship shit that comes with
he did that?
knowledge.
Oh, damn, all right, cool.
I know not to do that.
I'm like, oh, shit, I was doing that before. Okay, never mind. I'm going to do that no more.
I think that's one of my favorite parts, too,
That's
man.
one of the best parts. Because you really do get to learn. It's like, you really do. It's like, oh, he didn't do this. And I'm like, oh, shit, no, I don't do that. All right, bad. Let me start doing that.
Right, let me not do that no more or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's like,
be.
oh, okay, shit, never mind. I'm not going to do that no more.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an advantage when it comes to having an opposite close friend,
right?
For lack of a better term.
I think I think if I have to say the main disadvantage, I think, would be sometimes there is a bit of miscommunication. And actually, this morning I think is a perfect example with the Will Smith smacking the shit out of Chris Rock on live TV for Jada or whatever. Like, there are so like a lot of my girlfriends, because they a lot of them sent it to me. They were like, oh yeah, like Will was kind of wilding, blah 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 blah. And I sit there and I go, it's kind of a man thing, like it's a pride thing. It's
and then
like,
tomorrow you're gonna post a fucking Justin LaBoy shit that says, I don't want him if it ain't like Will. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. This is the shit that we be talking about.
It's like that. I mean, let's not start a gender war, but
fuck that. Now let me stop.
But you know what I mean? It's like, even with that, like, I have to explain to them, it's like, Will, even though he, kind of let a lot of shit slide, it's like that you kind of can't, you know what I mean? Or like that he probably shouldn't. I think
he could have went about it. I think he could have went about
way
it better,
differently.
you know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, I'm like, as a man, I'm like, oh, I get it. I don't blame you, bro.
Facts.
It's like making a bald-headed grandma joke. It's like, my grandmother is literally bald, so I take that shit personally. You know what I mean?
Hey, I get you. I definitely get you, man.
So
but listen, thank you for breaking that down for us, man, and what you feel when it comes to having a girlfriend. A close friend of the opposite sex, we should say, because there are, the same way we have girl best friends. I'm sure girls have their own advantages and disadvantages that they think when they have male best friends.
I can think of a few, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Amber tells me them all the time. She's like, that's why I love having you, because you tell me this.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
They need that.
And then one thing that kills me, and I love saying this, is that like, yo, y'all think just because y'all got male best friends, y'all know how dudes work.
No,
never the day.
Never.
I'm sure.
Bro.
Now,
oh my God.
In some cases you might know, and even with us, in some cases we might know, like, these are how women think.
Right. And
some of the time y'all prove us right, some of the times y'all prove us wrong.
No, it'll be like
we do with y'all.
It'll be like, oh, I don't understand about this chick, and then they'll be like, no, you don't get it. It's this. And I'm
right.
like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. But regardless, the point I was making was we'll never know how the other one is always working, regardless of the quality of the relationship you have with another dude, you know what I'm saying, and what your friend is telling you as a guy in this situation, et cetera, et cetera.
I think it has everything to do with the fact that, like, it's like we're going into red pill territory here. It's like male versus female nature. It's like there is a difference, and sometimes it's like, ladies, if your best friend is telling you something as a dude and he's being honest with you, you really need to take that to heart,
right?
Because he's not lying to you,
right? And be open-minded and ready to hear what you don't want to hear.
He's not lying to you,
because you're gonna ask your best friend what you want to ask the dude in reality, and he's gonna give you a dude response.
Facts.
Be ready for that. And then dudes, you need to be ready too, because I've had moments where I will go to Amber for scenarios in my past relationships, and what she would tell me would fucking hurt me, and then
Yeah.
that would be
Oh
the
my God,
that would be the
sting.
reality of
Yeah,
it.
but it'll sting, but it's true.
And it's just like, damn,
Yeah.
like thank you for
Had
telling
that
me this
plenty of
because
times,
I couldn't
yeah.
get this answer out. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever though, man. So moving on to the next point though, bro. This is one of the few points we're gonna get into.
Mhm.
The last few points, excuse me. At what point in a friendship is a person an asset or a liability to you
Mhm.
and to the relationship? You
Mhm.
know, because let me tell you, Ken, as I've gotten older, my brother,
Yeah.
I've strayed away from certain people
Yeah.
that I would call friends,
Yeah.
and it has nothing to, like, we're not beefing.
No.
It got nothing to do. Excuse me, hold on. It got nothing to do with, who they are, right? Or they've done nothing to disrespect me in the relationship, so it has nothing to do with that. But it has everything to do with the type of people they are now, and the position of life that I'm in, and where I want to go. There comes a point in time where everybody knows this. You really got to surround yourself with the person you want to be.
Yeah, if you want to be a winner, you got to be around winners.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes your friends aren't winners.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think most of the time they aren't, but that's
right.
That's another conversation.
I can sit here and tell you off of firsthand experience, bro, that it's a very unfortunate position to be in.
Yeah.
It sucks to have to be the person to realize, all right, this person is a liability to my success and to the places that I want to get to, and unfortunately, I can't bring them with me. It's not that I hate them.
No,
I don't think low of them. I don't think bad of them.
No.
Listen, they're living their life, and that's fine.
Everyone
However,
makes their own choices.
when it comes to me and my success, I have to make this decision for the betterment of me and my success. And if you're not in a certain position in your life that can help benefit me, there's really no need for us to be friends anymore. We can be acquainted.
Yeah.
I'll still check up on you. Yo, how you doing? Hope all this.
Yeah.
But as far as chilling,
it's a waste of time.
and it
Becomes a
sucks,
waste
bro.
of time.
And that's it's a tough position to be in. But I've been there a few times, and I had to be the one to walk away, man. And let me tell you, if I didn't, not that I wouldn't be where I'm at, but it just would have been a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What about you, Kenneth?
It's something that I definitely still struggle with right now because, I think when you want to, I'm the type of person who, I think a lot of people don't want to do things alone, so to speak. A lot of people want to do things, with another person. They want to do it, like, let's do this together. Let's try this together, yada, yada, yada. Like, but, it's like, it's hard to get people out of their comfort zone if they don't want to do it, Like, I got friends who, they don't second guess the fact that I'm like, yo, let's get some training in today. It's like, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Like, of course we're going to go get training. Let's go get better at this today. Let's go do this today. Like, yeah, of course. There's no second guessing. It's just the work, versus, other friends. It's like, really? Like, I'm like, oh no, my back hurts, or, like, I didn't sleep great last night. Something, some excuse. And it's like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Absolutely.
And that applies to, obviously not just the gym. That applies to like anything, because, a lot of there's a certain, like, when you want to do something and when you care about something, there's a sense of urgency that you have automatically, and only certain other people who have that same sense of urgency will understand. So when you propose to them, yo, let's go to the library today and let's go study something. But it's like, yeah, of course. Yeah, like, duh, like, you don't have to question.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like, I'll meet you there at 3, whatever. Other people, it's like, I'll go tomorrow, or how about next week? Or,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can just tell, like, at that point, your energies just aren't
the energies
aligned.
they don't align.
And you guys are on different
and at
different
that point,
pages.
the time you spend with them does become, there does become a point where it's like, all right, this is now a liability. My spending this kind of time with you is like, okay, this is disadvantaging me now.
This isn't a quality amount of time that we're spending together. It's pointless. I'm not saying that every time we chill, it should be, all right, let's work on our 5-year plan. Let's do this.
Right,
nah.
right.
But every time I see you, I do want to talk about how you've gotten better since the last time I've seen you. What have you done differently?
And a lot of people,
what are you trying to apply?
They
you know
run
what I'm
from
saying?
that. They run from that pressure. Understandably so. I get it. Like, it's not. Everyone faces resistance with anything that they want to do. Change is tough. It's
Absolutely.
really hard to apply.
Really
change.
uncomfortable too.
Yeah, and you have to do it sort of incrementally, because then you'll burn out if you do it too much at the same time. So it's understandable, but the mindset has to be like, okay, I have to do this, now or never.
Yeah,
And
man.
Unfortunately, most people just don't have that mindset.
And this leads us to our final point, bro.
Yeah.
When is the right time to cut someone off?
Yeah.
Because you finally realized, yo, I can't bring everyone with me, man.
Yeah. No.
And I think you'll know when the right time is, to be honest.
Yeah, you'll feel it, I think.
But let me tell y'all, man, this shit is not easy, because what you're doing is essentially you're saying goodbye to someone. Not goodbye, but maybe see you later, see you every now and then. You're becoming an acquaintance to someone that you've been so used to being friends with on a regular basis. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I've got friends who I've had over a decade of friendship with, and I'm only 26, that I've had to just walk away from because our minds just weren't on the same wavelength. And it's sad because these same people I've tried to help push to where I know they can be, but they themselves don't be seeing that shit.
And if if they can't even see it themselves, it's over.
And I'm not going to waste my time and no more energy, because that same time and energy I'm putting into trying to help them, I can be putting into myself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's when they become a liability, because it's like, yo, look at this guy or this girl. Or look at this person. Like, they're wasting my time. Here I am wasting my breath and energy on trying to make them better. Meanwhile, they don't even fucking want to do it for themselves.
Right, exactly.
And then if they don't want to do it for themselves, you think they're going to want you to do it?
Nope.
And then those are going to be the same people who see you successful and hate on you. I'm telling you, your biggest hater is your closest friend. Remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that. Well, not all the time.
Not all the
Let
time.
me reword that. Your biggest hater is someone who has went through the struggle with you, but is nowhere near you. Right. And they can be your best friend. They can be your friend. They can be an acquaintance. They can be a neighbor. These are people who only know you in one way of life and will always see you in that one way of life regardless of your success. And those are the people who, you know what I'm saying, you just can't bring with you. Mm-hmm. And that's just what it comes down to.
That is what it comes down to.
Ken, if you had to do that, man, you've had to leave people, behind, man.
I mean, leave. Yeah. To be honest with you, no. But like,
that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm one of those people who, the way that I spend my energy, like, I kind of don't spend it trying to convince other people of certain things. Does that make sense? It's like I have friends who, I want them to succeed. I want them to do certain things, but like, there comes a point for me where it's like I can spend the time on myself. I can spend the quality time on myself and not be affected by another person and what they're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, the path that you chose is the path that you choose. I can't force you to do any of that. And I can separate the fact that I'm doing this thing and doing that thing from the fact that you're just doing whatever you want to do. I feel like I have that ability to separate.
You have that detachment.
Yeah, that detachment. Yeah. Which it's not it's not that I'm leaving you behind or anything like that. It's just I know what it is. Like there's this quote. It's like everyone everywhere is trying the hardest that they can at all times, so to speak. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's like like you're doing what you can at all times, and if what you can isn't enough, then oh well. You just don't have it.
You know what my problem is with that, man? I don't have that detachment trait, which I'm starting to learn now, which I need to learn just for the protection of me. Right. You know what I'm saying? My other problem, bro, is that I love too much, bro. Yeah. And I care too much that it bothers me when a very good friend of mine isn't where I know they should be. Right. And it bothers me when I see them not fucking pushing. Right. Because it's like, yo, look at me. Mm-hmm. Use me as an example. Mm-hmm. I push myself and I try to push everybody with me, and I can't do that, bro. No, and I need to learn how to just not necessarily.
You can't take it personal.
I can't take it personal, and to be blunt, bro, I just need to care less. Yeah. To be honest. Not that it gets to me.
Not care nothing, just care less.
Right. Not that them doing nothing for themselves gets to me and it alters my path, but it frustrates me to a point where it's like, now I'm going to have an attitude with them because they don't, it's like, bro, I only want you to be better. And here you are, like,
but you don't.
Not giving a fuck. Yeah. And I don't understand that shit. Yeah. That shit is crazy to me.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is crazy.
And then you want to look at me like I'm bugging for saying what I'm saying or not fucking with you the same.
And, they take that very, that's why, like, having the talk with a person, it's like, again, you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink. Like, people will realize it on their own time. Some people, they can use a bit of a push. They're like, damn, that's exactly what I needed to be motivated to, even though motivation is fleeting, at least whatever, right? Some people, they just won't get it until, until, oh shit, I'm a loser, really sets in. And that's when that's when you'll really that's when the decision is really made at that point. You know, that's when it's really like, oh shit, no, I really need to get it going. Even though I should have got it going 10 years ago. Okay, now I'm really going to start to get it going.
And you know what, man? One thing I got to say to that, because I'm sure there's people who listen who have been in those shoes, kind of, that you're saying, who probably realized it in what they feel is too late. But, yo, it's literally better late than never.
Yeah, better late. Yeah, always.
Better late than never. Now you realize that, you know, certain people were trying to do certain things for you. Maybe it wasn't your time then to realize, and that's fine. But I'm glad you realized it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. A lot of emotion go into this, into friendships for me at least.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really draining, but I just need to learn that detachment process, that detachment trait, and really begin to apply, especially as I get older more, because I'm just like protecting my energy way more, and I'm really selective who I surround myself with, even if it's for 5 minutes.
For sure, I struggle with that too. It's tough. It's not easy.
Well, listen, man, I appreciate you opening up to us, man, and the audience today, Kenneth, about friendships and your thoughts on best friends and titles and old-fashioned ways of thinking. You stupid, man.
Esoteric ways of thinking.
Yeah, man. But, guys, that is the episode for today. Once again, that was the episode on friendships. And for those who joined midway through this episode, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. And for everyone who listened from the beginning, from the last 2 minutes, doesn't matter. Please do not forget to follow us on all platforms at Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and of course Instagram, guys, at the Chec Box, TheChecBox, guys. You can follow me on my personal page at Yo Check It, YOCHECIT, and Kenneth, tell the audience, man, where they can follow you at.
Well, you can follow me on 2 places actually. The first place is my personal Instagram, KJC89KG. That's my personal Instagram. And then my second Instagram is Heroic Panels. That's Heroic Panels, all one word. That's my my nerd Instagram. Follow that if you want more nerd content. We cover movies, comics, anime. Actually, I'm actually working on an anime piece right now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just a little blog that I got going on, but yeah, give that some support.
Very interesting reads, guys. Especially if you're into comics and a lot of
no fluff. I
no fluff.
Write, quite a bit, quite extensively on it. So
yeah, man. Listen, super proud to hear that you're coming out with that, Ken, and please support us as much as you guys can. And once again, don't be afraid to interact. DM us, comment, like, subscribe, and let us know what you want to hear in the next episode, guys. Thanks for joining in. Once again, this is the Chec Box. We out here.